Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. Jeremy Aiden here. Welcome back to the channel, and to the Twitch channel, I should say, really. I've been trying to stream Warcraft on YouTube to continue my leveling series, which obviously didn't happen, so I just went ahead and played anyway. So tonight, I'm just going to quickly stream a little bit, just give you guys an update on what's going on. The review's obviously in progress, for those of you that have been wondering, where am I with that? Hey, I'm actually done with the expansion. I mean, I've had a week or so since starting BFA, and I'm completely done with it in terms of hitting the level cap and finishing the main story, completing all the important attunements. And for those that don't play WoW, attunements are stuff that you need to, achievements you need to unlock or collections you need to get in order to, you know, hit the next step, which is to raid or do some higher end dungeons or whatever. And for the most part, I have accomplished that. So really, tonight's stream here on Twitch, which I will be importing over to YouTube for those of you that want to watch this on YouTube, I'm going to give you guys a quick update on what's been going on, maybe play through some of the new stuff since reset is in about 6 minutes. And then I'm also going to be sharing what I've been working on. I've got a dungeon video coming up. I have done all the dungeons in BFA on all difficulties, including Mythic, which really surprised me. Here, check this out. So, resets in an hour. This is all the lockouts I'm currently having for Mythic dungeons. I've done all of them, which, you know, I thought, wow, when is that gonna happen? So really, once I got to level cap, and once I did all the dungeons, there's 10 of them in BFA. Some on the Alliance zones, Uldir is just, you know, Terragard Sound, and then Stormsong Valley, and then Trustfar, and then the other half will be on the Horde zones of Zuldazar, Nazmir, and Vol'dun. There's 10 dungeons in total. I ran all of them normal, and then I did the heroics to start gearing up for mythics. So for those that don't play WoW, you know, it's a tiered thing. You start off doing normal dungeons with the item level of whatever you came to the expansion with. It could be 220 up, and then here to start heroics you need to have an item level of about 305, and then to get into mythics you slightly higher, 320 maybe, 315. And I have gone and done that entire grind for gear as well as completing the mythics itself, and I'm super happy about that achievement, because, you know, people have been telling me on my channel like, hey dude, you're, you know, great content, whatever, but you're too casual. Start getting into some of the end game, the harder content, you know, for some of these games that you play, and give new players an insight about how easy it is to do, or how easy it is to get into, or, you know, stuff like that. And hey, I've heard you guys, and I'm currently doing it. Like I said, I've got a dungeon video coming out that's going to be talking about these things. How, like, a person like me, from a casual just leveler, a guy who talks about games from a new perspective, how I went from being squat to like a mythic player. And this is not the end. There's mythic keystones that WoW has, where, you know, you can go up higher and higher and higher, and the fights get more challenging and stuff. So I will be hopefully showing a lot of that on stream and everything. So yeah, pretty much again, I am done with a majority of, well, the entire content. As I said, all the chapters are done. And for each of the factions on the Alliance side and the Horde side, you know, you have to do a war campaign as well, which is kind of like a side story that takes place alongside the main story. And that's when you, for me at least, as an Alliance player, I get to go over to the Horde zones and quest there, and that is completely done. So let's just go to quests, BFA. So ready for war, that's the war campaign that you gotta do. And completing this as either an Alliance, you know, player or Horde player will attune yourself to a couple of things. The first one being there's a dungeon at the end, in addition to obviously grinding out the rep that you need, and I'll talk about that later. Nation United, this is for the Alliance players. This is how you unlock one of the first mythic dungeons in the game, which is the Siege of Borealis, which is an absolute blast. I had fun doing that. There's no normal, or there's no heroic difficulty for that. Those two dungeons at the end of the main story and at the end of your war campaign are mythic only. So mythic only dungeons, you cannot random queue for them in the dungeon finder. Like, you open your eye and you try and look for it here under the random queue or specific dungeons, you will not see it here. So that means you pretty much have to do a guild run, or you gotta go and manually under pre-made groups, dungeons, find a group and then type it in. So for example, Siege of Borealis, like that, and then Mythic will pop up. and this is how you get a pug group. If you want to do it in guild, it'll be easier, and then somebody or people have to go to the dungeon entrance manually and summon people there, or people just fly over there, and that's how you start a mythic run, one of the hardest tier in terms of dungeons for now. Again, not to blow smoke up my own butt, but 90% of the mythics that I've done have been in pugs. Like, I tried to run my guild a couple of times, but there's other people that are faster than me, and the timing is not really great, so I ended up pugging a lot of it. And to be very fair to the community and the players that I've pugged with, it's been a great experience. It's like, I am a little bit nervous because everybody keeps telling me that, oh my god, you're gonna suffer in mythic, you're gonna die a lot, and I'm like, well, that doesn't help if I have to pug the damn thing. But having pugged 90% of my mythics, it's doable as a new player if you know your class, if you know your rotations, if you understand the fights, and if you did your research in advance. It should be fine. I'm here to tell you it's totally fine, and like I said, I got a dungeon video coming out, but I'll talk about all that stuff. So what are my plans moving forward? So the review, if you guys notice, I've broken it up into small pieces, and I have kinda am releasing it like that. So I've put out a first impressions video for BFA. I've done Island Expeditions, which is this thing I'm looking at right now. And then I'll break down some more. When Warfronts come out, I'm going to be playing that some, and I'll put out a review for that. And then I've got the zone stuff and the story stuff coming out too. So instead of one BFA review, which I probably will do a condensed shorter version at the end of my cycle, I'm going to do bite-sized ones first. So I'm going to break it down so it's easier for people to find a specific thing, because there's so much stuff that came with Battle for Azeroth for a while, this expansion, that for me to sit down and talk about the entire thing through a whole video, I mean, videos like that used to work for my channel, but it doesn't anymore, so I'm just gonna have to break them down. So here we are, 11 p.m. my time. I am, of course, live streaming from Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia, which means on an Oceanic server it is 1 a.m. over there down in Australia, which means resets have arrived. So, reset. What happens during a reset? First of all, this is the Island Expedition scouting table, as I said in my video, and this here you can see like 40k Azreck will give me 2.5 artifact power. At the bottom here from my screen you can see I'm very, very close. I'm level 18 right now. In fact, let me just open my character screen because I have not shown you guys what's going on here. So I am at item level 340. Now, just to give you guys some idea, and again, I can't be sure, I think I am the highest level, item level person in my guild. Because we do have this thing, it's kind of a bit of a dick swing, you put your eye level on the your character's node, so because it's all for the upcoming raid, and people want to have as much item level as possible. I've already signed up for my guild's raiding roster. We are a Oceanic raiding guild, and I will hopefully be in there week 1 doing Uldir. So I know the second highest in the guild is like 339 right now, but that's me. I'm 340, and I think I'm the highest in the guild. I think so. I mean, I'm pretty happy about that, because I spent a lot of time grinding for the gear, trying to get into the end game, trying to ramp up my activities here as an MMO player. I think I'm pretty okay in terms of gear wise. The only thing, and I'll talk about this more in the dungeon video, that I've been struggling with in terms of gear drops for mythics are weapons. Because for the 10 dungeons that came with BFA, at least for me, a Retribution Paladin, which means I use 2-handers, it's my DPS spec. My tank spec uses a 1-hander and a shield, so that's 2 separate weapons, one offhand and a weapon that I need. But as a Red Pal, out of the 10 dungeons here, 4 of them have 2-handed weapon drops in them. And they're at specific bosses, and the drop rates for weapons is crap. It's absolutely crap. I'm lucky to get one during the heroics, but I've never seen another one drop ever since. People have been selling item level 350 ones, 355 Titan Forge ones at the auction house for ridiculous prices. I think I saw one at about 1 million gold, which I obviously do not have, being a player that has been here for 8 months or less. And cheapest one was about 400,000 gold, but then again, I have no idea how to raise 400,000 gold in a couple of days, unless that means I've got to buy 5-6 WoW tokens, which is what, 120 USD. It's not feasible. It's a not feasible way to gear. Because, and for those of you guys that are thinking of doing that, if you spend that sort of money buying gold and then buying your 350 weapon or whatever, what happens is you get into the Uldir raid, which is coming out September 4th, and when they increase the item level of the gear drops, you just blew about $120 for a piece of weapon that's going to be irrelevant in like a month. So my advice, I mean, if you really want it, go ahead. Like I stay off that stuff. I do not want to do that. The only thing that's missing for me is a headpiece. This I've been struggling with too. I've done all the mythics trying to get one to drop. I'm still stuck at, I'd call this a heroic piece. And of course these ones, your head, your shoulder, and your chest are the ones that give you the Azreck power. These stuff. So I'm just kind of stuck there waiting for a better headpiece to drop, and that's going to take me past the 340 mark, which again I'm very happy with. So that's an update for where my gear is at currently. Other than that, like I said, questing and everything, I am all done. And because it's reset, we should get some... Alright, let's just see what's going on here. Oh wow, look at that! Today's emissary is rewarding a mythic item level and rarity one-handed weapon. And I was just bitching about weapon drop rates, and the daily emissary quest is giving me a one-hander, which is fantastic if you are a tank or if you are a dual-wielding class or whatever, but it does fuck all for me. I need a two-hander. No. Just my luck, just my luck. About two days ago, the emissary was dropping a 340 shoulder piece rarity, and I got a duplicate. So let me just show you. So right now, I have this, right? A 340 shoulder. I've got nothing but shoulder drops in my bag. So I've got 3 other mythic level shoulders that I will probably never use. So I'm just kind of fucked. WoW's been giving me crappy RNG. So I probably take that and look for a shield and start tanking or whatever. I don't know. But that is today's one. So let's go ahead and do something fun, shall we? Let's go do a quick Island Expedition. You guys probably have seen my video about Island Expedition on my YouTube channel. So normal, heroic, and mythic. Hang on. So you could probably pug a heroic. Mythic, you already need a standard, 2 people in your party for 300 artifact power. So my guild is asleep. I'm going to queue for heroics. And as I said in my video, the queue times will be ridiculously fast, so there's no need to worry about that. Again, I said one of the annoying things about Island Expeditions is you are a solo player and you're out there doing world quests and you're questing and you want to queue for it on the go, you can't. You have to be right here in front of Flynn, and for you folks on the Horde side, it'll be in the harbor in Uldir or whatever. So you can't really do anything, you just gotta stand here and wait. But thankfully, queue times are pretty quick, so hey. Overall, I guess since we're waiting, and I'm not sure how many of YouTube will stay up long enough up to this point of the update. Some thoughts about the expansion in general, from a story perspective, really excited. I came into this, my headspace was at, okay, Anduin versus Sylvanas. We're going to see a head-to-head. We're going to see the conclusion of that entire Darnassus, retribution or whatever that we had planned. Turned out it's nothing like that. Like, at least for me on the Alliance side, Anduin doesn't even play a part in anything. He doesn't show up until, a very brief moment, and that's a spoiler for you guys. He doesn't show up until pretty late in the party. And even when he did, it's to welcome Kultiras into the Alliance for whatever we did. And by doing that, the story of this expansion has more... It's accentuated other characters into the limelight. Jaina Proudmoore, for instance, great to have her back. Alright, anyway, here we are, Island Expeditions. I'm doing the first one of the new week to get my daily weekly cap. Let me just see who's in the party. I'm just gonna give random people random buffs, and they're gonna like it. So on the video, all you guys got to see was just me talking about it. Now we get to see it in action. That's your countdown. This guy over here gives you you can click on him to buy all your buffs and whatever.
Enjoy your adventure while we spin up the
so I'm not much of the chatty type, so I'm just gonna follow the group and see where they go. There's a shrine over there which gives players a buff. so you definitely want to pick that up. And for players that are watching this, we are fighting against bots, so that means there's an AI, and this is not real players that we're fighting against, but they kind of work similarly in a way because they're pretty smart. They know what they're doing. Ooh, Monk pretty much died there. This is one of the things about bugs too. You never know what spec the others are in. I am currently in my Ret Peli spec, so that means I am not tanking or I'm not healing. So this is a death. And the thing about dying is you have to wait until the resurrection timer goes off cooldown. And I've got my Twitch chat here blocking the in-game chat. That's kind of why I'm not reading anything. Let me just see what they're saying in-game chat. Not much. No one's talking. Kind of annoying to start the week like this, but whatever. Is the monk dead again? He kind of is. So we got the tail end of this, really, because it appears that right where our ship spawned here, we have a ton of elites, and we just pulled a shit ton.
I need to get closer.
This is, if you guys watch my YouTube video, you guys will notice I talked a lot about strategy, and this is piss poor strategy here. There are other ways to get Azreck that's just better than killing everything here, and that involves doing side objectives. Oh my god. So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go heals. Unbelievable. Let's go ahead and do holy. Kind of sucks, because nobody wants to budge. I don't even know if that monk, I think it's a monk, is tanking whatever. I don't care. I'll compromise. So if you lose, what happens if you lose? What happens if you lose an island expedition? Well, the truth is, you still keep some of your gains, but you will not get that bonus Azreck.
I need to get closer.
Alright, we just killed something there, so... Oh, wow, I just got hit. Like, bright spray hit me for 55,000. Y'all, what's going on? See, I did a lot of my heroics with with a good friend. So doing it in a pug is like, oh, I'm gonna pull my eyeballs out. And at the top here, you guys can't see it. You guys can't see the score because I can't move that bar down. We're losing by like 1,000 points because we're stupidly spending so much time trying to burn down these rares, which at this point will not make up the ground. So you get all kinds of shitty people doing weird ass strategy. These orbs that the mobs drop, if you run over them, they will heal you and restore your mana. Just like that, it shoots over to other people, depending on how far they are. So are we... Yeah, we just want to kill stuff by the looks of things. Off to a good start, says somebody in chat. 1-8 to 1-8. We've caught up though. So that's what we want to be doing. We want to be looking for all these nodes, and at the same time. Okay, I do see there's a cluster in there of some sort. I'm just gonna stay in holy.
I can't attack that target.
DPS kind of sucks, but whatever, to be honest.
I can't attack that. I need a target.
There is, I don't see anything here, so I'm not sure what this guy or what these people want to do.
It's too far away.
Keeping everybody topped off, or the priest is. I don't know. If I were the priest, what I'd do is probably go into a discipline spec, because discipline, your damage output is pretty decent. In addition to the spot heals that you can do. I mean, I'm leveling a priest, and I know that shit. 2.5 to 2.6. We're about 100 points behind. Let's see where we're going. Okay, I see on the map somebody's put a counter there, but there is a side quest showing up too, which you guys can see. Ooh, look at this big chunky ore. Any more? Well, there's one there, but that's an ad. Let's see what this guy has in store. I'm too tired to to argue with people in chat. I don't even care. It's been a long day. And I really should have just started doing world quests on this stream instead of doing this. But yeah, like I said in the video, a coordinated group, whatever it is, you guys will never lose. The odds of a coordinated group losing an island expedition is just so low.
I'm out of range. I don't have a target.
Bucket of clams. I don't know what that does. Some sort of buff. See another ore there, or not. That's not a monk. That is a hunter. No wonder. There seems to be a shit ton of hunters running around this expansion with their BM spec. Almost every mythic I go to, you always find a hunter. You know, people are saying that it's a face roll class now because it's just makes things so easy being a range DPS, and I suspect range DPS will play a pretty important role in the upcoming raid. And from all the dungeons that I've done, especially on Mythic, you definitely do see that the potential is there for a lot of the fights and boss fights to be, bringing at least 1 or 2 range DPS alongside melee DPS. Oh no, hang on, I've got this person. I haven't done a whole lot of healing, but I should be able to keep this person up. This is also island expeditions, believe it or not. They're pretty good practice for trying out a new spec or a new talent, or something about your build that you've never done before, because it's pretty fast paced. It's kind of hectic sometimes, because here's what the thing, that counter at the top there. That counter at the top really puts things into perspective for your group. Like, the moment you see you're 1,000 points down or something, you just go crazy and you go into overdrive mode, not even thinking about the danger that you're going to be putting the group through by pulling all these mobs. So healers, most of the time, if you come into this trying to heal, you immediately have to react. Oh, there we go, bonus objective. Poultries obtain, Adrian help. So we're gonna find some poultries here. I'm not sure where, but
just spotted a huge cluster of Azerite crystals close by.
I haven't done all these side objectives in all of these island expeditions. I'm just gonna guess it's gonna be in one of these mobs. That's usually the case.
Check your map to see where the Azerite lies.
We're still 1,000 points behind. Oh dear. But I would definitely prefer losing in a heroic compared to losing on a normal.
I can't attack that target.
Oh man, fresh meat. So we're going to completely ignore this side objective because nobody knows where to get the anti-venom. My guess is it could be one of those basilisks too. Okay, that's a scouting report done right. So now they've given us an entire area where you can see all these Azerite clusters. So picking all these up, in addition to killing the big baddie over there behind this guy, is going to net us some serious Azerite numbers. assuming the enemy doesn't come. Oh, they're already there. The Horde group is right in front of us. Take a look at the minimap. You will see an icon for the Horde. They are kind of taking... They kind of got their own... oh my god. Hang on a sec. I'm gonna need some heals here. Holy light. Let's heal some folks.
I need to get closer. It's too far
So
away.
there is the enemy right there. Enemy AI. Dead. Let's get out of that.
More incineration.
Put up some self heals here.
It's too far away.
Phoenix Mary. This is probably like a mage archetype. And he's dead. And he was worth 250,000 points killing the enemy AI because they've been alive for so long. But, you know, we get to keep the spoils. So now, for the first time in this match, we're in the lead. Lol. This was
A few
pretty
of the
interesting.
island trolls have shown up. Probably also after the Azerite plunder. If you can keep them away from the ship, we'd really appreciate it.
Oh boy, okay, here's another style of event where some raiders have come here and try and take the plunder or whatever.
I'm out of range.
There we go. So hunters started pulling.
Into the fray.
That's the enemy right there. You see them jumping around, then you know. I'm getting focused because I'm the healer, which always helps. I have to blow one of my cooldowns here.
Our hole's glittering and shining. Just a few more of these rocks, and we're off.
Now again, I do not have the best healing gear ever because I'm kind of traded for a ret, ret pal.
Defensive positions.
I'm gonna try and heal myself primarily. I'm stunned. This is like playing a game of Dota where, you know, it's you up against the AI and whatever. Yeah, that mage has got to go. I just kept that guy stunned for a bit. Let's take this mage down.
Be healed by the light.
8,300. I think killing this will be alright.
The light will guide.
Last one. No, wait, that's not an enemy.
I don't have a target.
Alright, so now the good news is once we clear that group, look at all that shiny bags of Azerite down there.
It's too far away.
Unfortunately, we have pulled the brunt of everything. I'm just gonna face tank this with heals. As for the enemy ship, ours is there. There's probably somewhere at the top. The more you travel around, the closer you get to their ship too, which means faster respawns. Eight to 6. We're about 2,000 points in the lead, and here they go. They are back. And I'm getting hit by the mages at the back, as you can see. I'm just gonna... Oh!
And we're done.
Well, it doesn't matter.
Let's head home.
That's a win. So victory there, you saw that the achievement popped up, and for winning a heroic, you get a Seafarer's coin pouch, just gonna have those doubloons and stuff. And did I get any gear? Let's just take a look. The thing in my video, I said that, you know, loot drop is absolutely terrible for these because... See, the thing is, you have to go explore the entire island. You know, there's tons of chests all around the island that if you pick up one of these rare ones, you could get a nice piece of gear. or a mount or a pet. I've never seen one drop. So at the end screen here, nobody got anything. I mean, we all got the glowing Azerite crystal, which gives us 225 artifact power. Other than that, we got the individual achievements as well, and you scroll down some more. That's about it. So let's leave the island, let's go back, and let's open that bag and see what we get. And the thing is, the reason I got an achievement there is because there are I believe 7 islands in total, or it could be more than that. And every week at the reset, it swaps islands around. And so far, at least in my experience, for all these island expeditions, the ones that pop are things that I've never done before. So I do appreciate that I've been able to get all the achievements back to back like that. So first things first, open bag. Let's look for it real quick. Yeah, my bag sucks. I've got tons of crap in here that I need to clear. Let's hope for some good loot. I'm gonna open this. Let's see what we got. Nothing but Seafarer's doubloon. I've got a total of 19 of these, which you can use on the trader. Sad. So that's unfortunate.
I'm thirsty.
And based on that, because we picked up 8,928, that has gone into the bar there. And the other 2 that I haven't done are basically Molten Clay. I've never done this one before, so this is new for this week. I've done Skittering Hollow and Ungol Ruins too. So the reason I got that achievement wasn't because I hadn't done it before, it's because I did it on normal. So this one's the heroic version. That's basically it. And then Molten Clay seems to be a new one. So there's 7 in total, and it shuffles around every week. That's basically it. But you can queue for them multiple times a day, as many times as you want. And for you PvP heads, there's a PvP option down here too, which really just kind of feels like a battleground. And the thing is, there is a battleground based around that, where you're dropped off a ship. I forgot, seething something. Hang on, let me just check that, because I did that recently, and I recorded that too for the PvP section of my review. Let's go under PvP. Go under, surely it's here somewhere. World? No. Rated Seething Shore. This is the one. So this is, it's not exactly new, like it didn't come out with the expansion, but it got released in the lead up to BFA, because the premise is the same. Both the Horde Alliance groups jump down into an island, and you guys fight it out, in addition to picking up all those Azerite clusters when they appear. So there is there is a dedicated battleground, I should say, for that. And then island expeditions are a fun little thing that you can do on your own too. So now that that's out of the way and we have all our mythics unlocked, yep. Oh no, wait, there's one more. Oh, a Freehold Heroic. So yeah, for those wondering, the dungeons don't share the same cooldowns, so mythics are every Wednesday for me at 1 AM. Sorry, every Tuesday at 11 PM. So that's a weekly thing. Heroics share a completely different cooldown. And the raids as well, LFR and all that will have different cooldowns. So I am free to jump into any mythic that I want. And again, in terms of gear for the upcoming raid, I believe the missive from the guild was try and at least be 340 for their upcoming raid. Ideally, everybody wants to start doing it progressively to get the gear, and then be around 350 to start Uldir. I think I'm pretty happy with where I'm at, 340. I think this is pretty good, even by my standards. I'm surprised that I'm here so fast. And I will continue running mythics to fill up slots. So you look at all these stuff here. Like for example, I've got my no, that's 355 here. No, 335. So these two are stuff that I bought off the vendor, because in terms of reputation. Oh, and for those of you that do play WoW, you guys know what the rep grind is. You gotta grind World Quest and everything. Hitting Exalted with the 7 Legion will unlock the brand new race for the Alliance, which is the Dark Iron Dwarves. I am more than 60% there, I'd say, maybe 55%. I'm halfway there, and you get about 1,000 7th Legion rep every day, simply because as an Alliance player, you have your own 3 factions to do here. This is a Justvar, which is the Order of Embers, and then here's the Proudmoore Admiralty, and then up here's the Storm's Wake. So these 3 are your bread and butter for Alliance. The thing is, because there are 3 zones and there's 3 factions, every day it's a split. You get 5 here, 6 there, maybe 4 up there, or whatever. But in the Horde areas, as an Alliance player, everything is probably going to be only 7th Legion, in addition to Champions of Azeroth, which is also pretty important, and then the Turtle faction, which I couldn't give a rat's ass about. So every day you could possibly gain up to 900 plus rep. I get about 1,000 because I'm a human, and humans have a racial benefit for rep gains. So people get 70, I get like 82. And it all adds up. Once I complete that Island and Expedition weekly cap, that's about 2,000 XP for 7 Legion I will get tomorrow. So that will then take me to 15,000. Then I'm 6,000 away, so I'm pretty close. And once I hit Exalted with 7th Legion, like I said, I'll unlock the Dark Iron Dwarves. And the other thing is, for those of you that, you know, maybe don't have the time to run Mythic dungeons, or you just don't like the dungeons here in general, hitting Exalted with all the reps, you can go to your emissary vendor and you'll see that you can buy gear. So for me, once I hit Exalted for about 1,006 gold, I get a 350 leg plate here, which is an upgrade to the eye level for one. That's going to take me take my eye level up to maybe like a 3, 4, or 1 or something. And the transmog is also pretty cool. I can't show it to you now because I'm kind of wearing my transmog set. So this is a good way to get 350 gear without having to step into a mythic dungeon ever, or into the raid. There's 350 stuff that drops from landscape mobs and landscape trash stuff I've seen as well. If you go to the auction house and you search for your class or whatever, go under toggle the eye level, you'll see a bunch of 120 stuff that are 350, but they're pretty pricey, as I said at the top of the stream. So this is a expensive a little bit, but it's a viable way. Like I said, if you hate doing mythics, then you can just buy a gear by hitting Exalted. But that's the 2 I'm really close to hitting. 7th, I'm almost there. Storm's Wake is the next one. I'm pretty close, but it'll kind of take some time. I'd say give or take maybe another 2 weeks, and then I'll be Exalted with all of them. And yeah, I'm pretty excited about that. Dark Iron Dwarfs, but I've got no time to roll another race, and I sure as hell am not going to be boosting that, because a WoW character boost is like 60 bucks first and foremost. That in my currency, that is a lot of money. And secondly, I want that heritage armor, man. It's the only reason why I haven't kind of boosted my priest as well, because Void Elves have one of the awesome heritage armor with the wings and all coming up from the back, and for me that's like, yeah, that's cool. I made my Void Elf all purpley, and it goes well with your mount and everything, so why would you throw away that chance? So it's 11:30 here. This was just really for those of you watching that are following my Twitch for a while. I'm going to import this over to YouTube just to give you guys an update of where I'm at in terms of my gear, what my plans are in terms of the upcoming videos for World of Warcraft, my BFA review, and TLDR, I will be streaming the raid when that comes out with my guild. The thing is, we are an Oceanic raiding guild, so my stream times are going to be very early, probably in the morning for you guys over there in the States. So 5 p.m. for me, 7 p.m. for my guild, which is probably when we start, which means 7 a.m. New York, for example. So it's an early stream for that, but I'm just going to put it out there. And I will continue grinding my world quests tonight and try and get my gear higher than 340, because as a casual new player to WoW, getting this close to being raid ready, I'm looking forward to that experience, and I'm hoping to share that journey with all you players that are similarly new to World of Warcraft. So I guess that's really it. I'm gonna head to bed now, and I'll catch you guys soon. Hopefully the stream didn't have any issues, and that means I can go back to streaming on YouTube again. Alright guys, with that, I'm heading to bed. Good night.